Over the years, Abilene has made strides in matters of diversity, specifically when it comes to public officials.
Our Dan Booth is in studio to dive deeper into the importance of diversity in local government and other leadership positions throughout the key city.
Lauren and David, thank you. With racial injustice, unequal representation, and cultural diversity at the forefront of many conversations held at dinner tables across the country, I spoke with leaders in the Abilene community to find out how important diversity is to them and what we can do as citizens to embrace our differences to come together as one.
I think it's important that our leaders represent our community.
Having conversations about race can be complicated and often be uncomfortable for all parties involved. Abilene Fire Chief Candy Flores says he's proud of the progress Abilene has made in recent years, but he knows there's a lot more work to be done.
For a long time, we haven't seen a great representation, and I think that's changing, and I think it's really having an impact on how those people in the community feel towards leadership.
Mayor Anthony Williams says representation of different cultures in local government and community leadership roles is a key part to making sure everyone in Abilene feels included.
It's important, especially for our children, to be able to look and identify people who are in leadership or people that are successful that look like them.
You want people to feel comfortable accessing those services. You want them to feel like they have a voice in the process, and you want them to be around the decision table. When those decisions are made, they're going to impact them.
In 2017, Abilene elected Mayor Anthony Williams, making him the first ever African-American mayor in the history of Abilene. In 2018, Chief Candy Flores was hired as fire chief in Abilene, making him the first Hispanic fire chief Abilene's ever had. And starting next year, Chief Marcus Dudley will become Abilene's first African-American police chief.
Make sure that we're training in a way that respects human life so that we're not dehumanizing people. I think in policing, we've also learned that we can't be fearful of reassessing how we do things.
According to the Abilene Police Department, only 15% of people who work for the APD are minorities. When asked about what we can learn from George Floyd's death and how that will impact policing moving forward, Chief Dudley said,
"Well, we respect the sanctity of life. You end up having a situation where other officers will compel their fellow officers to act in a way that's in accordance with the way we expect."
Chief Flores says he hopes the success in his career inspires people of color in Abilene. He also took the time to stress the importance of creating more opportunities for younger generations.
Kids at a young age don't realize what's available to them, and if you never give them that information, you never show them those opportunities, then they're stuck in their same pathways and they never veer from that. Mayor
Williams says as a person of color who's an elected official, talking about diversity isn't always the easiest thing for him to do.
I want to be judged as an effective mayor in the city of Abilene, not the black mayor in Abilene.
Having said that, Mayor Williams knows the color of his skin, his culture, and where he comes from are major parts of who he is as a person.
I'm a proud Texan, and I'm also a proud African American. And I embrace both. But that doesn't just define me, it's a part of who I am. And I think in that context, I think that's a healthy way to look at those who add diversity and leadership in our community and in our country.
Polarizing the political landscape is right now, all of the public officials I spoke with emphasized the importance of having these difficult conversations about race to help bridge the gap between our differences. In studio, Dan Booth, KRBC, Abilene's local news.